Have you ever wondered where on earth people wake up every morning truly smiling, not because of wealth or luxury, but because of how they live, how they connect, and how they find meaning in life? In 2025, happiness has become more than just a feeling. It's a way of survival in a world full of challenges. And some countries have mastered it better than anyone else. But which ones? And why? The truth may surprise you, and I'll reveal it all. Welcome to Top Insights, where today we're counting down the 10 countries with the happiest people in 2025. Stick with me until the very end, because the country at number 1 will completely change the way you think about happiness. Costa Rica. Costa Rica has no army, no obsession with endless consumption, and no cold winters. Instead, it has something most of the world has lost: the art of pura vida, or the pure life. Imagine waking up to the sounds of exotic birds, walking through lush green rainforests, and knowing that healthcare and education are free for everyone. Costa Rica is living proof that happiness doesn't need skyscrapers or billion-dollar industries. It's about balance. Families gather every weekend, meals are shared in open courtyards, and the community is everything. In 2025, as the world faces climate anxiety, Costa Rica shines as a small nation where environmental care and mental well-being go hand in hand. People here live longer, laugh louder, and stress less. That's why it kicks off our list. Canada. Canada may be cold, but its people radiate warmth. In 2025, Canada continues to rank among the happiest places on Earth, not because of endless sunlight or tropical beaches, but because of something far deeper: inclusivity. Canadians have mastered the rare balance of respecting individual freedom, while building communities that feel welcoming to everyone, no matter where they come from. In cities like Vancouver and Toronto, cultures blend together like nowhere else. Families from different continents live side by side, sharing food, traditions, and even dreams. Add to that breathtaking natural landscapes, from the Rockies to the Northern Lights, and you realize why Canadians have an unshakable sense of belonging. In a world that often feels divided, Canada's open-heartedness is a reminder that true happiness grows when people feel safe and accepted. Iceland. When you think of Iceland, you might imagine freezing winters and volcanic landscapes, but here's the twist. This tiny Nordic island has some of the happiest people on Earth. Why? Because in Iceland, community trust runs deeper than the fjords. In 2025, people still leave their doors unlocked, children play outside freely, and neighbors look out for each other. Happiness here isn't about material wealth. It's about equality and safety. Iceland has one of the smallest gaps between rich and poor, meaning almost everyone can live a dignified life. Add the breathtaking beauty of waterfalls, geysers, and endless night skies, and you see how Icelandic happiness is rooted in both human connection and the wonder of nature. For a nation so small, its secret is powerful. Trust is happiness. New Zealand. On the far side of the world, New Zealand continues to show the globe what harmony between humans and nature looks like. In 2025, it's not just the scenery. Snow-capped mountains, glowing caves, and endless coastlines, that makes New Zealanders happy. It's the lifestyle. Work-life balance is taken seriously. Families spend more time outdoors than on screens, and respect for indigenous Maori culture brings spiritual depth to everyday life. New Zealanders live slowly, but meaningfully. Even in times of crisis, like the pandemic years before, they proved that empathy and unity can carry a nation through. Happiness here comes from humility, a quiet pride in living simply and living together. The Netherlands. The Netherlands is famous for its tulip fields, windmills, and canals, but what really makes Dutch people among the happiest is their outlook on life. In 2025, Dutch cities remain some of the most bike-friendly in the world, giving people healthier bodies and less stress. Education is progressive. Children grow up encouraged to play, imagine, and voice their opinions freely. Even conversations around mental health are open and stigma-free. The Dutch secret is balance, balancing work with leisure, tradition with modernity, and personal success with social responsibility. In the Netherlands, you're not just a worker or a consumer. You're part of a society that values your well-being. That's why happiness here feels sustainable, not fragile. Finland. For years, Finland has topped global happiness rankings, and in 2025, it remains near the very top. Why? Because the Finnish concept of happiness is not about constant joy, it's about contentment. Imagine sitting in a wooden sauna by a frozen lake, surrounded by silence and snow. That's Finnish happiness, calm, grounded, deeply connected to nature. Families trust the government, communities trust each other, and corruption is almost non-existent. In schools, children aren't crushed by endless exams, but encouraged to grow at their own pace. The result is a society where stress is low, life is balanced, and people are free to enjoy the little things. Finland proves happiness doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Denmark. If you've ever heard the word hygge, you already know Denmark's secret to happiness. Hygge means coziness, gathering with loved ones around warm light, sharing meals, and feeling safe. In 2025, Denmark remains a global leader in happiness because it has built a society where people never feel left behind. Healthcare, education, and social systems ensure everyone has dignity. But beyond policies, it's culture. Danes take time to slow down, ride bicycles through their cities, and light candles during long winters. Life here isn't perfect, but it is deeply human. Happiness in Denmark doesn't come from grand celebrations. It comes from small, everyday moments of warmth. Switzerland. Switzerland is often associated with wealth, but in 2025, its happiness story goes beyond luxury. It's about security, stability, and beauty. Imagine waking up surrounded by the Alps, breathing in crisp air, and knowing your society functions with precision. Trains run on time, healthcare works, and democracy is deeply respected. Swiss happiness comes from knowing life is reliable. But it's also about balance. People spend weekends hiking, skiing, or simply enjoying chocolate by the fireplace. Switzerland proves that when basic systems are strong and nature is preserved, happiness becomes almost inevitable. Bhutan. While the rest of the world measures success with GDP, Bhutan measures it with GNH, gross national happiness. In 2025, Bhutan continues to stand as a rare example of a nation that places spiritual well-being above material wealth. Nestled in the Himalayas, Bhutanese people live in close harmony with their traditions, their environment, and their communities. Happiness here is not about having the most, but about needing the least. People live simply, but with deep meaning, surrounded by monasteries, prayer flags, and mountain peaks that remind them of life's impermanence. Bhutan teaches us that happiness doesn't need to be imported. It can be grown from within. Norway. At the very top of our list in 2025 stands Norway. This Nordic nation has perfected the balance between wealth, equality, and natural beauty. Norwegians enjoy one of the highest standards of living in the world, but what sets them apart is their culture of trust and balance. Education is free, healthcare is accessible, and social systems support everyone. But beyond policies, Norwegians cherish nature like few others do. Families spend weekends in wooden cabins, hiking, skiing, or simply sitting by a fire. Happiness. Here comes from the blend of security and freedom, the feeling that life is both safe and adventurous. Norway's people don't just live longer, they live happier, and that makes it number one. So, what do all these countries have in common? It isn't endless money, tropical weather, or luxury. It's trust, community, balance, and respect for life itself. In 2025, happiness is no longer about chasing more. It's about appreciating enough. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these countries would you want to live in, and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's start a conversation about happiness. If you found this video eye-opening, give it a like, share it with someone who needs a little positivity today, and don't forget to subscribe to Top Insights for more journeys into the world's most fascinating places. Because sometimes the greatest journey is not about where we go, but about how we live.